Hey guys, Craig Ballard with you here. Thank you for joining me on craigballard77.blogspot.com. You know I appreciate it, and you know I'm excited around here. AFC Championship weekend, the New York Jets, traveling to Pennsylvania to take on the Steel Curtain of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now we remember this is a rematch of Week 15, which was only December 19, folks, not even 1 month ago. Same two teams on this same field. And that was the Jets taking that one 22-17. Let's preview what we're going to look for this Sunday in the AFC Championship game, and we'll start with the New York Jets. We'll start when they have the football, and we know the man taking the snaps under center and distributing the football. We know that second-year quarterback, Mark Sanchez. Lately, guys have been pretty impressed with the rhythm and the timing that he's got going on with his wide receiver trio of Jericho Cotchery, Braylon Edwards, and Santonio Holmes. I think we would agree that the numbers don't really jump off the page at you, the numbers don't really slay you, but the timing and the importance of a lot of these passes that are being completed, I've been very impressed with. They're extending drives on third down, and they're setting up the offense with just enough points to get these to go and win these tough road playoff games. I've actually been impressed lately. The running game in New York, now we know that's held down by LaDainian Tomlinson and Sean Green. These two guys combined with what I think we would say was only 8 touchdowns in the regular season. That seems like a low number for this kind of talent. But in the playoffs, these two have already combined for 4 touchdowns. So they've got it going on. They've got the running game on point right now. And in that December 19th matchup, again, same defense on the same field, these two combined for 86 yards at a 3.9 yard per carry average, which is significantly better than most teams get against this Pittsburgh defense. That's actually a very nice contribution. Now, if we look last week at what the Baltimore offense was able to do against the Pittsburgh defense, the only passes that were really available were the underneath dump-offs to the running backs and to the tight ends. So we will look for Mark Sanchez to involve LaDainian Tomlinson and tight end Dustin Keller, in the passing game. We will look for that. Really, though, I've got both eyes on offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer here. I think this is an opportunity here for him to take the shackles off of Sanchez a little bit and really let him distribute the ball to the wide receivers. A, we talked about they're playing very well together lately, and B, in that December 19th game, same field, same secondary, you had Braylon Edwards and Santonio Holmes combined for 14 catches and 140 yards. I think that's going to be the way the Jets can be aggressive in this football game. This is a Jets offense that averages 22 points per game in the regular season. They would love to get 22 points in this game. And why do we say it that way? Because on the other side of the football, this Steel Curtain defense, they average giving up 14.5 points per game, guys. A very, very low number. Number one in the NFL, lowest. And as well, number one in the NFL, rush yards per game. They only allow 62 rush yards per game, guys. I've never seen numbers like that before. Literally one of the all-time greatest rush defenses we've ever seen in the NFL. And we know that this defense as well, a ball-hawking defense, extremely good at creating interceptions, extremely good at forcing fumbles. For me, guys, what I love most about this Pittsburgh Steelers defense is their ability to get off the field on third downs. They run that 3-4 defense. We know that 3 being Ziggy Hood, Casey Hampton, and Pro Bowler Brett Kiesel. And those 3 occupy enough of the would-be blockers to allow that outstanding linebacking core to run free and aggressive. You're talking about James Harrison, talking about James Ferrier, talking about Lamar Woodley, talking about Lawrence Timmons. And behind those extremely aggressive and talented players, you have safeties like Ryan Clark and the other safety, and maybe you've heard of him, Troy Polamalu. I mean, one of the greats, guys. Polamalu is to defense what a Tom Brady, what a Peyton Manning is to an offense. That smart, that talented. These next level guys. Troy Polamalu, the last 18 times he's suited up for Pittsburgh, they've won 14 of those games. So we see this guy's a huge difference maker. Now let's take a look at when Pittsburgh has the football. Have the football, we know it's being distributed by quarterback Big Ben Roethlisberger. And Big Ben's got a new BFF going right now in Pittsburgh right now with Mike Wallace, the wide receiver. He's become the #1 target for Ben Wallace in his 4.33 speed. He's the leading receiver, and he's the deep threat in this offense right now. As far as the underneath or the middle stuff, we know that for quite some time now, Ben Roethlisberger has had a rhythm and a timing going with wide receiver Hines Ward and with tight end Heath Miller. And we also know that Miller and Ward are so instrumental in Pittsburgh's running game because they're both outstanding at setting blocks downfield for the running back. The running back in question here, Rashard Mendenhall. But there's a lot to like about Rashard Mendenhall. I mean, don't get me wrong, just under 1,300 yards for the regular season. That's a pretty nice number. But I think we would agree here, folks, that his 3.9 yards per carry average, I think we would agree here is good. I would say we probably would agree it's not great. This is an offense that does do very well at extending third down drives, and an offense, not just Ben Roethlisberger, but the offense as a whole, does not turn the football over. Plus 17 in the turnover ratio. Only New England better in the NFL. That's an outstanding job by this offense. On the other side of the ball, we're looking at the Jets defense now. Jets defense top 6 in many, many defensive categories, including number 3 in yards per game that they allow. Pittsburgh's defense number 2, so we know, hey, a couple serious defenses this weekend here. The Jets, we know they get fantastic linebacker play. They have David Harris, Calvin Pace, you have Bart Scott. They have very good, very talented linebackers. On the corners, very talented as well. We know Antonio Cromartie's is very, very good, and we know Darrelle Revis is outstanding. In that December 19th game, Darrelle Revis was matched up against Hines Ward. If that's going to be the case in the rematch here in the AFC Championship game, then if you're the Jets, you're really looking at your safeties, Brodney Poole and Eric Smith, to provide that deep help, to provide that deep coverage, because again, we know Pittsburgh's looking for the deep ball with Mike Wallace. At the end of the day, there's a lot to like about this Jets team, I will admit that. I just think there's a little bit too much here in this for this Pittsburgh team, especially at home. I'm going to say the finals 23-17 for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Steelers will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 45. Thank you for joining me. Craig Ballard, 77.blogspot.com. We will see you again.